You've heard it 1,000 times. The job market is strong. Unemployment is at historic lows. The economy is recovering. But what if I told you that's only half the truth? What if the real story behind America's job market is something they don't want you to know? Former President Donald Trump has made headlines again, not just with speeches, but with a bold new decision aimed at reshaping America's workforce. His plan: punish companies that outsource jobs and reward those that bring manufacturing and labor back to the USSOUND's patriotic right. But here's the twist. Even with Trump's push to bring jobs back, something deeply broken is being exposed. In the American labor system, let's start with the basics. Yes, more jobs are being added to the economy. But what kind of jobs? A growing number are gig work, contract positions, or low-paying service roles that don't offer stability, benefits, or a path to a better future. The truth is, the middle-class job is disappearing. The kind of job that used to let one person support a family, buy a home, and save for retirement. It's becoming a thing of the past. And even the jobs that are returning under Trump's pressure don't always match the pay, security, or dignity of those that were lost decades ago. Behind the scenes, automation is replacing workers. Corporations are adapting faster than regulations, and many of the new jobs are being filled by machines, algorithms, or overseas freelancers. And yet, politicians still celebrate job numbers like it's 1955. That's where Trump's latest move makes waves. His plan calls for increased tariffs on companies that outsource, incentives for domestic hiring, and tougher rules on offshoring. He says it's about putting Americans first, but even he admits the problem is far bigger than outsourcing alone. This is why so many experts and media outlets are staying quiet, because if Americans truly understood how fragile the job market is becoming, it would shake the entire system. On this video series, we're pulling back the curtain, not just on Trump's decision, but on the shocking truth about what's really happening in the American job market. And trust me, you need to hear it before it's too late. So, what exactly did Donald Trump change, and why is it creating such a stir in the American job market? Recently, Trump made headlines with his call to impose higher tariffs on companies that outsource jobs to other countries. His message is loud and clear: bring jobs back to America, or pay the price. On paper, it sounds like a win for the American worker, a strong patriotic move to protect us labor and rebuild the middle class. But as always, the real impact is far more complicated. Let's break it down. Trump's decision essentially aims to penalize corporations that ship manufacturing and service jobs overseas to places like China, India, or Mexico, where labor is cheap and regulations are loose. In theory, this should push companies to hire more American workers and stimulate job growth at home. But here's the problem: many of these jobs aren't coming back. Companies that once relied on cheap foreign labor have spent the last decade investing in automation, AI, and robotics. So instead of hiring American workers at higher wages, many are choosing to automate the process entirely, avoiding labor costs altogether. And for the jobs that do return, they're not always the factory or office jobs people remember. They often pay less, offer fewer benefits, and demand more from workers who are already stretched thin. Trump's decision does put pressure on corporate behavior, and it sends a powerful message, but it doesn't guarantee the quality or quantity of jobs Americans actually need. That's why this decision matters. It exposes a deeper issue. America's job crisis isn't just about outsourcing, it's about transformation. The job market is evolving, and if we don't adapt, millions could be left behind, even if the jobs technically return. In the next scene, we'll explore how automation, AI, and low wages are reshaping the labor force and why most people have no idea what's already happening around them. Here's the truth no one wants to say out loud. The job crisis in America isn't just about jobs disappearing. It's about what they're turning into. While politicians argue about who created more jobs, they rarely talk about the kind of jobs people are actually getting. A growing number of Americans are working longer hours for less money, fewer benefits, and zero job security. The American dream job: full-time, stable, with health care and retirement. That's been replaced by gig work, contract labor, or underpaid service jobs that barely cover basic needs. And here's where it gets worse. Even if companies are pressured by Trump or anyone else to stop outsourcing, they're not always turning to American workers. Instead, they're turning to automation and artificial intelligence. Self-checkout lines, AI customer service bots, automated warehouses. Jobs that once went overseas are now being handled by machines, apps, and algorithms, and they don't need a lunch break, paycheck, or health insurance. According to Trump, outsourcing is a betrayal of the American worker. But what happens when the competition isn't another country, it's a robot that never sleeps? That's the real hidden crisis. It's not just about losing jobs overseas, it's about the entire nature of work changing faster than the public realizes. Many people still believe the job market will bounce back, like it did in the past. But this is different. This is a technological revolution, and millions of jobs may never come back in the same form. Unless we face this reality now, retrain workers, rethink education, and prepare for the future, we risk entering a world where a majority of people are underemployed, overworked, and economically trapped. In the next scene, we'll explore who's really benefiting from this transformation and who's being quietly left behind. Let's ask the big question. If jobs are being lost, wages are falling, and automation is rising, who's actually winning in this new economy? You see, no matter what laws are passed, no matter what Trump or any leader says about bringing jobs back, multinational corporations always find a way to protect their profits. If labor gets expensive in America, they outsource. If outsourcing becomes risky, they automate. If automation gets expensive, they cut benefits or turn full-time jobs into freelance gigs. It's a constant game of shifting strategy, and the American worker is the one stuck playing catch-up. Let's be clear, many companies aren't focused on creating long-term, sustainable careers. They're focused on stock prices, shareholder returns, and quarterly earnings reports. If hiring fewer people or paying lower wages boosts profits, that's exactly what they'll do. Even Trump's policies meant to punish offshoring and protect domestic jobs can't force companies to care about people over profit. These corporations adapt faster than legislation. They hire lobbyists, move money offshore, and develop new ways to do more with less human labor. And here's the cruel irony. The very workers being hurt by these shifts are the ones still being told the economy is strong, jobs are coming back, or the market is booming. But booming for who? For most working-class Americans, wages haven't kept up with the cost of living. Housing is unaffordable. Healthcare is out of reach. And education is saddling graduates with mountains of debt for jobs that no longer exist. The system is functioning, just not for everyone. It's working perfectly for the top 1%. For the rest, it's a daily struggle. On the next scene, we'll focus on what you can do to survive and even thrive in this new reality. Because the game is changing fast, and the ones who prepare will be the ones who rise. Now that you've seen the truth, the outsourcing, the rise of automation, the disappearance of stable jobs, and the corporate systems that leave everyday people behind, the most important question is, what can you do about it? Because while the system may be stacked against you, you are not powerless. The first step is awareness. Most people are walking blind into a future they don't understand. But you're already ahead by simply paying attention to what's happening behind the headlines. Understanding the truth is the foundation of all preparation. Second, you need to future-proof your skills. The economy is changing fast, and jobs that once felt safe are becoming obsolete. Focus on learning skills that are hard to automate, like creative thinking, problem-solving, digital literacy, financial management, and communication. Invest in yourself the way corporations invest in technology. Third, diversify your income. In this economy, depending on one paycheck is a risk. Whether it's freelancing, starting a small side business, learning online, investing, or even content creation, having multiple income streams can help you stay afloat when change hits. Fourth, stay politically engaged. Leaders make decisions that shape our economic future, and not all of them have your best interests in mind. Learn what policies affect your job, your taxes, and your future. Vote like your financial life depends on it, because it does. Finally, don't wait for someone else to save you. Not the government, not your boss, not even the economy. The world is changing, but that also means opportunity is everywhere for those who know where to look. Trump may have opened the door to a much-needed conversation about jobs in America, but it's up to you to take control of your future, because those who see what's coming and act early will thrive in the world that's being built right now. If you found this video valuable, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Let's keep uncovering the truth they don't want you to hear and prepare.